ABC's General Hospital post reveals that Portia is determined to keep her secret no matter what happens because she doesn't want anyone to get hurt because of this. Portia also wanted to tell Curtis many times that Trina was his daughter, but Portia was afraid. When Jordan came and forced her to tell Curtis the truth, she didn't want to tell it. Portia knew that when she spoke out, she would receive a lot of bad results and make the relationship with the people involved would never be the same, so she kept her decision to hide it. Now when she learns that Marshall has a mental illness, she worries that Curtis has many psychotic genes. Portia forced Curtis to get tested to ensure his health. Fortunately, after testing, Curtis didn't have any psychopathic genes, so Portia was also less worried. Can the secret that Portia wants to be hiding be hidden forever? Or was it the act of excessive anxiety at that time that made Curtis suspicious? Will the truth be discovered? And what will happen? However, after it was tested that Curtis was completely free of the mental illness, Portia had another suspicion. Even if no one thought of this, for a doctor like Portia, she was starting to have doubts. Portia suspects Curtis is not Marshall's biological son. She knew that it was extremely rare for Marshall not to pass on any psychopathic genes to Curtis, and it seems to only happen when they are not father and son. Portia really hoped that this wasn't what she suspected because she knew well how close their relationship was. Curtis loves Marshall very much, and he spent many years searching for the missing Marshall. But now that there was the possibility that it wasn't his biological father, how could he accept this? What if the truth was as Portia suspected? Would they tell the truth to Curtis? And will Portia quickly investigate the results? Meanwhile, Portia decided to quietly take a DNA sample of Curtis and Marshall for testing. She temporarily didn't want to talk about this with Curtis for fear that the suspicions were incorrect. Because if the results are not true, no one will be hurt by this. So after a few days of waiting, there were results that made Portia extremely terrified. The real result is that Marshall is not Curtis's biological father. What she suspected was completely correct. Now Portia felt very overwhelmed by this news, and she didn't know how to handle it properly. Portia's wondering if she should tell Curtis or not, or should she hide it so that no one gets hurt. Portia's in a very difficult situation because Curtis absolutely deserves to know this. How will Portia decide, and will she tell this painful truth? Besides, after much careful thought, Portia has come to a final decision. She had decided to tell the truth to Marshall. Anyways, this wasn't something that she would keep a secret. Speak out to that father and son, and they can find a reasonable solution. It was not surprising that Marshall was surprised, and he had no idea about this. Marshall had never suspected that Curtis was not his son. Now that the fact was revealed and looked closely, the two of them did have a lot of differences in appearance and personality. Yet neither Marshall nor Curtis noticed. Both father and son love each other very much, but accept such a painful truth. Could it be that Curtis's mother betrayed Marshall and gave birth to Curtis, and not his biological child? Or was there some confusion at the hospital when Curtis was born? However, now that Curtis's mother is dead, whose biological son is Curtis in the end? And can they find out the truth? And how will things turn out?